seems like that would be the best thing that could happen.
Zelensky's latest move at the Munich Security Conference is fueling talk of a new political front against Tehran, as Ukraine openly aligns with one of the Iranian regime's most high-profile exiled rivals. On the sidelines of the summit, the Ukrainian president held a rare, high-visibility meeting with Reza Pahlavi, the exiled son of Iran's last Shah, signaling support for Iran's opposition in front of a global audience. Zelensky and Pahlavi discussed pushing for tougher sanctions on Iran and what they called dictatorial regimes, framing the Islamic Republic as part of a broader authoritarian axis that must be contained. Reza Pahlavi, the son of Iran's last Shah overthrown in 1979, has spent decades leading an exile movement that campaigns for regime change and positions itself as an alternative to Iran's clerical leadership. At the meeting, Zelensky condemned the deepening Russia-Iran partnership, zeroing in on Tehran's supply of Shahed drones and production licenses that have turned Iranian designs into a mass-produced weapon on Russian soil. Zelensky said, and I quote, "Ukraine supports the Iranian people as they are fighting for their future. We also express our sympathy to all the victims of the Iranian regime. During our conversation, we focused on the situation in Iran and the areas where the Iranian people need support. We discussed the importance of strengthening sanctions against the Iranian regime and any other dictatorial regimes. We condemned the cooperation between Russia and Iran, in particular the supply of Shaheds by the Iranian regime to Russia and the granting of licenses for their production. Such a partnership poses a real threat not only to Ukraine but to the entire region. I thank the Crown Prince of Iran for supporting Ukraine's territorial integrity. It is vital to make every effort to protect human lives. Ukraine is ready to help on its part." Unquote. Russian forces have been using Iranian-designed Shahed drones for years, and newer variants are now being produced on Russian soil under technology transfer deals that turn Tehran's blueprints into local assembly lines. Reports indicate that alongside drones, Iran has significantly upgraded and expanded its missile capabilities with Russian assistance, deepening a warfighting partnership that worries Western and regional capitals. Tehran now fields ballistic missiles with ranges around 2,000 kilometers, easily putting Israel and much of the eastern Mediterranean within direct strike distance, according to regional reporting. One of Iran's newer missile systems is believed to carry a heavy, highly accurate warhead, making it a premier strategic asset in any confrontation with Israel or US forces nearby. Zelensky has warned that the Russia-Iran partnership endangers the entire region, arguing that the same drones and missiles hammering Ukrainian cities could eventually threaten neighbors from the Middle East to Europe. Since the brutal June 2025 war, Iran has raced to rebuild and harden its ballistic arsenal, dispersing launch sites and fortifying storage to make its missile forces more survivable under attack. The Zelensky-Pahlavi encounter comes as tensions between Washington and Tehran are already elevated, with military signaling intensifying on both sides. On February 13, President Donald Trump said outright that regime change could be the best thing that happened to Iran, language that Tehran's leaders have long portrayed as proof of US hostility. When pressed on who might replace Iran's current leadership, Trump declined to name any preferred alternative, leaving questions about whether exiled figures like Pahlavi factor into Washington's calculations.
What can Iran do to avoid attack?
Give us the deal that they should have given us the first time. If they give us the right deal, we won't do that. But, you know, historically, they haven't done that. I will say they want to talk, but so far they do a lot of talking and no action.
When are those talks, Mr. President?
They've already started.
Do you want regime change in Iran?
Well, it seems like that would be the best thing that could happen. For 47 years, they've been talking and talking and talking. In the meantime, we've lost a lot of lives while they talk, and legs blown off, arms blown off, faces blown off. It's been going on for a long time, so let's see what happens. In the meantime, we have tremendous power has arrived, and additional power, as you know, and other carriers going out shortly. So we'll see it out. If we could get it settled for once and for all, that would be good.
Who do you want to take over?
What?
Who would you want to take over?
I don't want to talk about that. There are people.
Last month, Trump publicly warned that Iran could face US strikes if it continued harsh crackdowns on domestic protesters, tying human rights abuses directly to potential military action. The US has already deployed the USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group to the Arabian Sea, positioning it roughly 500 kilometers off Iran's coast as a visible instrument of pressure. U.S. officials say a second carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford, is now being diverted toward the Middle East, where it is expected to join the Lincoln and bolster U.S. strike capacity in the region. The last time two U.S. carrier groups massed in those waters was during the June 2025 Iran-Israel conflict, a precedent that underscores how serious this new buildup could become. With U.S. carrier power massing offshore and exiled royals suddenly appearing alongside Zelensky in Munich, the political and military pressure bearing down on Ayatollah Khamenei is clearly rising on multiple fronts at once.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.